Now let's continue with the same example in which I want to create only one instance of a class, which means I want to create a singleton class. So let me provide a thing. It's a singleton class. So we need to create a singleton class here. In fact, not here. This is not a singleton class. I'm creating a singleton class called as A. Now here we are getting one more error. Unfortunately, I have removed that I from here. Okay. Now what we can do is, to implement singleton class, we have to follow some steps. So first step is you have to make your constructor as private, which means by default you are not allowed to create an object. But hold on, I need at least one object, right? For that, what we'll do is, in the same class we can define that object, and we'll say that the object is a obj equal to new a. Now everyone will be able to use the same object, right? But how to call that object from here? For that, what we can do is we can define a method. Okay, we can define a method. So after or before show, you can define it anywhere, but to make it proper, we'll define here. So we can define a method called as public, and the method name it will return. This object will return an object, or this method will return an object, and the method name will say is get instance. Okay, you can have any name. You can have get object or get instance, provided it's a suitable name. So we will say get instance. But which type of method it should be? And again, the return type is object, right? So we have to return obj. So that means in order to call this obj, we'll make this also private, so that externally we cannot call this. Since the method is in the same class, we can able to call this obj here. So if I say return obj, so somewhere in this class we can call this method called get instance, right? But now this get instance method is a non-static method, right? Which means it's an instance method. The problem with this instance method is you need an instance to call this method. So what if I make this method as static? So we don't need an instance to call this. But unfortunately, static methods only support static reference. So obj here is not static, right? So we have to make this also static. So your reference here should be static. Okay, so you can see the font is changed because it's a static reference now. And now, so we have done the first step, which is create a private constructor. Second step, create an object which should be a static. And the third step is create a get instance method. Now what we can do here is, instead of directly getting new a, which is not possible, is because your constructor is private, we can call get instance method with the help of a. Since it's a static method, you can use a class name. So we can say a dot get instance. Now you can see we will get the object of a. Now if I print this, let me say run as Java application, we're getting its in show 5. Now to prove that we are having only one instance, if I create one more object, a obj1, again with this get instance, and let me directly call obj1 dot show. So instead of assigning the value to this obj1, which is I value, we can directly print this. And if I say run as Java application, the output is in show 5, right? So both the objects have the same value. Is because we are not having two different objects. We are having same object but two different reference. So this class here, A, is a singleton class. Is because we can create only one instance. So that is from singleton class.